In this lesson, we're going to practice evaluating expressions. So first of all, when I say to evaluate an expression, what do I mean? Well, it means find the value of the expression if I were to replace the variable with a given number. So for example, if I tell you y is 2, everywhere there's a y, you're going to replace it with a 2 and then use your order of operations to simplify the expression. All right? So you want to make sure that whatever you're plugging into one variable, you're plugging into every instance of that variable. So practice time. So we want to evaluate when x equals 4, a few different expressions. Let's start with x squared. When I replace x with 4 and x squared, I'm going to get 4 squared. And 4 squared is 4 times 4, or 16. Easy enough, I hope. All right, now I know exponents sometimes trip people up, so just a quick reminder that if you accidentally did 4 times 2, the 2 that's little and up as a superscript means that you are actually doing 4 times 4. So I recommend writing that out if that's one of the things that catches you. All right, so let's try another one. This expression is 3 to the x. So again, we're going to say x equals 4. So we're going to replace that x with a 4. So 3 to the 4th. Now, because that's a superscript, an exponent, okay, that means we're actually multiplying 3 out by itself with 4 threes. So we're going to do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And I do break this down. I do 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. I work my way from left to right, and I find that's one of the easier ways to handle it if I don't have my exponents memorized anyway. You're also welcome to memorize exponent values. All right. One more like this, we're going to evaluate part C with 2x squared plus 3x plus 8, that expression, when x equals 4. So notice here that we have x values that are, there's multiple places for us to substitute an x value in. So we're going to replace the x in x squared with 4, and we're going to replace the x in the 3x with 4. Notice that I do put parentheses around each instance that I've substituted in. All right, that's going to be important because we want to make sure when we're looking at this, you're going to evaluate the exponent first. The exponent is only on the 4. It's not on the 2, okay, because the 4 is what's in parentheses after I've substituted it in, okay? So we're going to do those exponents first. 4 squared is 16, okay? Ta-da! Then we're going to, because parentheses, there wasn't anything to simplify inside parentheses, so we went straight to exponents. Now we're going to do multiplication and division. Well, this particular problem has 2 instances of multiplication. So we do those from left to right. 2 times 16 is 32, and 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so we have replaced both of those, but again, we went from left to right. Now we're on to the addition and subtraction. There are 2 instances of addition, so we're going to go from left to right again. 32 plus 12, then we will add the 8. 32 plus 12 is 44, and 44 plus 8 is 52. So as you guys can see, order of operations are super important, but also when you're doing these evaluating expressions, you need to make sure that you're doing your notation correctly so that it's easier for you to see what is going on. All right, let's try another one. 6x squared minus 4x minus 7. So I want to replace the x's with the 6's. If you aren't already doing this, I recommend when I give you these practice problems after you kind of get the hang of it, go ahead and pause the video and try the practice problem before I show you the answer. Okay? You've already tried it, right? Right? Okay, so we're going to substitute x equals 6 in for the x. So that means that everywhere there's an x, I'm going to put a 6, but I am going to put parentheses around it. Now I look at this and I want to use my order of operations. Order of operations says simplify inside parentheses first, but all the parentheses are already simplified. Then we do exponents. So in this case, our only exponent is the square, and it is just on this 6. Okay, so notice that this is 6 squared here, and 6 squared is really 36. I do go ahead and rewrite that in parentheses because when I have 6 and then parentheses 36, that is implying multiplication. And for this next section or step, I'm doing multiplication and division. So I can multiply 6 and 36. I can also multiply 4 and 6. okay? And I'm going to do those from left to right. 6 times 36 is 216, and 4 times 6 is 24. Notice again that I am carrying down everything, even if I'm not actively working with it. I want to carry everything down from line to line because you'll notice that this is a minus sign right here. And sometimes when you carry it down, you'll forget that the minus is there. Now, we're on to our last part, which is addition and subtraction. In this case, I just have subtraction, but either way, you're going to work from left to right. So you're going to do 216 minus 24, and then you're going to subtract 7, okay? Do not try and combine these. You need to work from left to right, all right? So 216 minus 24 minus 7 comes out to be 185. All right, so now you practice evaluating expressions.